Disregard our background. Y'all know we moving and packing and stuff, so it is what it is.
She don't gotta
Thank
yell, B. Why you so angry?
I'm not angry. It's Dunstan checking in. I'm Tiffany.
I'm Maurice.
We were on Facebook and we came across an article that talked about 5 inappropriate questions that you could be asked at an interview. We're here to answer the 5 questions, and hopefully it'll give you guys a little bit more background on us. Question numero uno.
How old are you? Which I think it's not inappropriate, but it's dumb. I mean, I submitted an application. I put my date of birth somewhere on the application. I'm pretty sure. Why you need to ask me how old am I?
And yeah, that's true. That is true. You put your
you have to put
date
your
of birth on.
Majority of the jobs, you have to be 18 and older.
Yeah, that's true. So them asking, maybe it's their way of like catching people in a lie.
You really can until you bring that social security card out. Can I get 2 forms of identification, please?
To answer the question, I am 28 and I will be 29 in August.
I'm just old. Just put it that way. I'm 30.
Okay. Question number 2.
Question number 2 is, do you have kids or are you planning to? Now, I get the do you have kids part, but don't ask me if I'm planning to have kids.
But why they want to know that anyways? Why would somebody interviewing you want to know that? I guess why would they want to know? Because at the end of the day, regardless if you have kids or not.
Well, it's just like on Grey's Anatomy. No, she's been lying this whole time. Now she got a child and she didn't get away.
No. But that don't count though, cause so the only reason why I could see an employer asking me if I had kids is to determine whether or not how much free time I would have outside of work.
Yeah, depending on what type of job it is. Because if you work in 12 to 14-hour days, or like say in a hospital setting, where you're on call constantly, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But the planning to have kids part is like, why you need to know that?
Don't worry about if I want to have kids or not. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the type of job. That's the
second dumb question.
Question number 3.
Question number 3 is, are you married?
Yes.
Well.
Are you married?
No, I'm saying someone.
Okay. That's a valid question though. But even still, it goes back to the date of birth thing.
Well, no.
You will put it on your application.
You do not.
Oh, well.
You wouldn't know.
Look, I wouldn't know because I'm military. I've never had a civilian job before. And they definitely ask those questions. Are you married? So
some jobs might, but I have.
He would know, civilian life.
I've never ran across anybody that's a job to where they don't ask. I mean, they ask, "Are you married?" I'm just happy.
Oh, they don't ask that on your application?
No, but at some point it will be asked. So I think because you got to think about medical and dental benefits.
Okay, I guess
not on the application itself, but it will get asked
in the interview. So do you think that's a valid interview question?
No, it's not valid.
Why not?
Why you need to know I'm married?
But you just said that you're gonna put on the application.
I'm talking about, you don't, but I'm talking about not interview question, but like after the fact, like say like your first week orientation, like I did with Comcast. Like,
Okay, but you said that they would need to know if you're married or not to determine your medical and dental insurance.
Well, yeah, at that point, but that's not the interview no more. The interview's done. They didn't ask me that in my interview.
I know, but do you feel like that would be a valid question to ask in the interview?
It can be valid.
Okay.
That's the only one that probably can be validated.
I hungry a snack.
You hungry for snacks?
Yeah.
You just had a snack.
Oh, what's right there, snack?
You what?
It's right there, the snack on the table.
Okay, I know the snack is on the table, but you're not getting no snacks, baby.
Oh, what snack?
You should go upstairs and mind your business.
Is it snack?
Question number 4.
What country are you or your parents from?
I feel like that's a valid question.
Not about my parents.
But they asked you that on the application, right?
Yeah, about me. Me. My parents don't have nothing to do with me getting a job. I'm 30. What does my mom got to do with me getting a job? She's not a. I mean.
Babe, we live in America.
Exactly, but why you need to know where my parents are from?
Because they think everybody is terrorists.
Well,
if they feel like you come from a terroristic background, they're not gonna hire you.
My mom was from
that
Africa.
was probably insensitive. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody.
If my mom was born in Africa and she came to America to have me, it don't matter where she's from for me to get a job. It doesn't at all. Just worry about where I'm from. I'm from the United States of A.
Okay, so you don't feel like they should ask that question?
Not about my parents. Don't worry about where my parents are from. What my mom and daddy not working here?
But
I am.
I feel like that's a valid question.
It's not a valid question. It should be only valid when they ask you, which is on the application. So why they need to ask it again when they don't? Honestly, they don't know how to read.
Well, okay. What if they ask like where you're from or whatever, and then they notice that you have an accent, and then they ask like where your parents from?
I'm like, you can ask me that.
After you hire me?
Yeah.
That's petty as shit. I guess. So is that that's not a valid question?
Well, the first part is valid. No. Both of them are not valid because they should see you put on the application your place of where you ask for your address and everything. Then it says country.
Like as far as where you were born?
No, you have to put like the state and street address and all that. And then it says country. What country is that in? USA.
I know, but just because you live in America doesn't mean you were born.
If I have
America.
a valid address, it doesn't matter where I was. They don't ask you where you're born, where you're from. They just ask you.
On the application, they don't ask where you're from, where you were born.
They ask you what is your current address.
I still think it's a valid question to ask whether or not somebody is an American citizen if you're working in America.
Well, I mean, they're going to ask if you need in any of the future, you're going to need a sponsor or a visa or something like that. But
question number 5.
What was your salary in your last job?
Wait, to back it up real quick, to answer question number 4, because we didn't answer question number 4, I'm an American citizen.
I'm an American citizen. Don't let the beard fool you.
So for question number 5, I don't think that's an inappropriate question. I think that...
No, it's not inappropriate, but it's on the application. All these questions are on the application.
Okay. When you do an interview, they're interviewing and reviewing your application. I don't feel like these are inappropriate questions to ask. Just because it's kind of redundant.
Don't worry about how... No.
Maybe they want details. They could be wanting details.
No, that's like with Comcast. I can tell somebody, oh, what did you make at Comcast? Well, I was making $14.49. Oh, well, just so you know, you're not going to be making that here.
That's why they asked that question.
Fuck out of here.
But that's why they asked that question, to see if they're going to be paying you more or less. And then they could tell you, well, you're not going to be getting paid that much here. Is that okay with you?
When they did the phone interview, they should have told me that over the phone instead of wasting my time, making me come in knowing they was going to pay me less to start with.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they want to, I don't know, babe. I don't know these things. But to answer the question, as an E5 in the Air Force, I get around $35,000 annually. So military don't get paid that much. So for those of you who think that we are paid, I mean, we get decent money, but we ain't rich.
Yeah, unless you're single with no kids.
If you have military family members, don't ask them for money. Especially if they got kids, because we get paid regular ass paychecks. Our families aren't
not the same.
No, not like that. our families aren't like greedy type of people or beggars. Like,
no, they ask one. My family asks one time, and I give them a no. They never ask again. I don't hear from them or nothing, but they sure can comment on some stuff.
And I've actually never had any of my family ask me for money. So
it's about 3:30 here.
With that wine time. But yeah, I've never had family ask me for money. Like, any money I take that back.
Yes, take that back 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. No.
I've had maybe 2 family members
unless it's Mitchell,
money.
that's it.
Multiple times.
Mitchell or Umbrazino, that's it.
But Mitchell and Amazina never asked me for money.
Exactly, but if they do,
I give them, like,
no,
just from the kindness of
Mitchell
my heart.
has asked you for money.
No.
But that's
His
your brother,
probation officer asked me for money.
No, the first time.
Mitchell didn't ask me for money. His probation officer asked me for money.
Well, he didn't say he didn't tell her don't ask her.
Oh no, not his probation officer. It was the Bells bondsman. That's who it was. The Bells bondsman asked me for money. My brother never asked me for money.
Man, she's had co-workers ask her for money, and both of them in the military.
Who? Why would you?
You can edit that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit that out. Those are our answers to the 5 inappropriate interview questions. Let us know which questions you think was inappropriate.
Or which questions you thought were not inappropriate.
Hit us up in the comments below and stay tuned for our next video.